Hey guys, what's going on? It's Pushcat here. Right now you're seeing me setting up my character. This is going to be my first Dark Souls playthrough I'm recording on YouTube. At the moment I've got like 20 parts recorded or something like that. I just started recording and did not stop. For this first episode I'm just going to go with a basic warrior, master key, and my traditional I always go with the dark red, curly hair, Far East traveler, very slim, yada yada. Sorry, I'll be quiet for this.
The world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone skills. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. Seeth, the scales betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless lights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
As I was saying, in this first episode, I am going to be going through and doing some basic suicide runs. Meaning I don't really care so much about my souls and stuff. Once I get past this first boss, I'm going to go pick up just a bunch of miscellaneous items and make my way to the first shortcut. Now, I mean first shortcut that is really meaningful. Not necessarily the first shortcut you would reach if you're playing through the game normally. I typically prefer to go down through the Drake Valley, I believe it's called, or Dragon Valley, the one with the undead dragon. That's my preferred route, whatever you prefer to say. And so yeah, this is it. I'm not going to be doing live commentary. I have a roommate, so I have to record the audio separately when he's not around, because I don't have the luxury of playing and recording at the same time all the time when I want to play. So here you see picking up my longsword, my shield, doing some mediocre damage to that archer, and I'm just going to run by him because, let's face it, drop rate for his bow, not worth it. Here I'm equipping my sword. In a moment I should equip my shield. I don't know. I actually recorded this like a month ago. I triggered the ball to... Yeah, here I'm equipping my shield. Triggered the ball to get that going while I hopped on down and opened up the shortcut back to the bonfire. That's just for convenience sake. Would rather not have to run past the archer again. Assuming I die, which, I'll be honest, I don't remember if I die. I probably don't. It's been a long time since I've died to the Asylum Demon on a warrior run. And I'm saying warrior run in terms of that's what I'm using at the start here. Now, I have sunk hundreds and hundreds of hours into this game. Not on PC. PC, I've got about 50 hours into it, which is what I'm currently playing on. While as on the Xbox, I've got several thousand hours into the game. I've beaten it multiple times, and I've actually never played through and beaten the new DLC content. That's something that I'm considering doing. I'm recording this audio on, let's see, it's April 18th, meaning the full game, Dark Souls 2 is going to be released on the 25th. Here you see I'm fighting the Asylum Demon. He's rather easy to beat. You just circle strafe and wail on him. It's not a big challenge. Dark Souls 2 is coming out on the 25th. That's in 7 days. I'm really excited for that. So I will probably be recording and posting that in addition to this. I might actually be posting that as my... With that, I might include my live comms, and so I will be there talking, doing it while it's happening. Here, I accidentally skip the first cutscene there. I'm really sorry about that. I didn't mean to. It was just a force of habit, because I just go through, I've got like a ritual, skip, 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 move on, you know? And it was just a reflex. I pressed start, just skipped it. So that's... I'm not happy about that. I also won't be talking to every single one of the NPCs. Yay, I'm happy. I finally made it to the first bonfire. First real bonfire. I don't count the ones in Asylum. Here, just putting some into strength. Just so I can use the Uchi Katana if I feel like it, or if I want, I can continue with the longsword. No idea what I'm doing right now. Oh, no, just putting more stuff into stuff. You know, using up the soft souls, hard souls. I guess those would be hard souls. Soft souls are the ones in the bottom right, so that I can level up again. But as I was saying, Dark Souls 2 is coming out soon, and I'm really excited for that. I'm going to be recording it. I'll definitely record my first playthrough of it. As far as whether I will be recording the commentary live or not, keep in mind I'm new to this whole YouTube thing, this commentary thing. As I said, I'm doing post-commentary at the moment, as you can probably tell. And I'm not sure whether I'll be recording live commentary for Dark Souls 2. I would like to, but unfortunately my roommate's almost definitely going to be there while I'm recording. So I'll probably include, like, if I have a reaction to a scene, or if I get frustrated and start complaining to my roommate about something. However, in general, I'm not going to. Sorry, I know I'm talking over the mage dude here. It's quite interesting. I never remember most of their names. Like, you know, I remember Oscar of Astora because, you know, he's first guy you meet. This guy here, the mage who kills the other mage, I don't know. He's never really interested me. Then someone like Laurentius of the Great Swamp. I know his name. I've only played a Pyromancer like 3 or 4 of my few hundred runs. Just because they're so overpowered. I think my first one was a Pyromancer with the Uchi Katana, which really, if you want to start out and have an advantage over everyone, over the other classes, Pyromancer's the best to start with. However, I prefer the Warrior. I like their set. I like the long sword. I like the heater shield. Although I believe I'll switch out the heater shield for the grass crest shield. Here I'm just showing you a little secret area beneath the elevator. And I'm moving on into the graveyard. Pro tip for new players, don't go here. You're gonna need to dodge and weave in and out. Early game, you can't do enough damage to hurt them. It's not worth it. Don't bother. Don't waste your time. And a lot of the stuff you get here, like, here's the, if I can pick it up, the winged spear, and then the Zweihander. Neither of those I can equip right now, nor really use efficiently. Oh, sorry, I remember why I was putting them into strength now. I also forgot to mention this early video, although I probably should have. As you can see by the title, the quest for Siegmeyer Part 1, Suicide Runs, you know, blah blah blah. As you know, or if you watch any of my Battlefield stuff, you'll know, I am a huge Dark Souls fan, and Siegmeyer of Catarina. Best person, best NPC ever. I really hope in Dark Souls 2 they've got the Catarina armor, that onion armor. I'm like in love with him. I'm an onion bro through and through, as Epic Name Bro would say. He's just the best. Like, if you don't, it's just so hard for people to understand, you know? Like, if you haven't played the game, I guess you can kind of get the sense, but really, Siegmeyer, he's baller. Which is quite interesting, because for my Steam username, at the moment, it's currently Night Lautrec. I'm actually probably going to end up changing it relatively soon, because I'm just getting completely, like, I went into Rust the other day, and, like, someone was like, hey, you're that fucking Night Lautrec, and just boom, blew my head off. Like, I didn't even get to say hi or anything. He just killed me. You know, people, they see the name and they're like, well, he's an asshole. Which, Night Lautrec's an asshole. I probably should have realized that. I can't play Daisy either. You know, it's just something that I didn't think about when I was like, yeah, I'll just name myself Night Lautrec. I'll be fine. Dark Souls reference, you know. But no, don't do that. Pro tip, MLG. Here I've got the Zweihander. As we see, I believe it's... Is it? Yeah, I think that Siegmeyer uses the Zweihander, and then Siegland uses... Is it the Bastard Sword? It's either the Bastard Sword or the Claymore. I need to look it up. My apologies. But here, making a run for the oh-so-great Firekeeper Soul. I believe I end up switching out the Zweihander just because having some armor's nice. Like, really. Yep, here's Zweihander. It's really easy just to strafe past those two ghosts. They're not that hard. If you don't make it back, then it doesn't matter. If you do, great. There, I don't know why I thought I could roll through that window. That is a mistake. I decided, well, I might as well die anyway. I mean, I'm already out here. Why not go farther, pick up the parry dagger, and maybe even make it up to England? No, the red mage who's like supposedly the keeper of the keeper of New Londo. You know, if you play through the game, you know who I'm talking about. If you don't, you'll see him later. Here you see I make it to the parry dagger, trigger that ghost so that I don't get killed instantly, try to make it past, get hit, roll off the edge, try to quit out, can't do it, die. I used to be able to quit out in about a quarter of a second. Like, I used to just have that quit out reflex, you know, just done. But can't do that anymore. I stopped playing for a long time because I got into playing Battlefield, got into doing these other things. And then I decided, you know what, Dark Souls 2 is coming out, might as well play it. Also, on the topic of Dark Souls 2, I am completely spoiler free, with the exception of like watching the trailers. I've not watched anyone play it on the Xbox, the PlayStation, any of those consoles. So I have no idea what's happening. I don't know the storyline. I don't know anything like that. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. And at the same time, I'm a little, you know, hesitant. Because I'm like, well, I love Dark Souls. I've never played Demon Souls just because I don't have a PlayStation. I had an Xbox. And I know Xbox sucks. Whatever. Get over it. PC's the master race anyway, so I don't know why you care. God, I'm gonna get flack for that. But here's, you know, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. I'm just really hesitant on it. I'm worried. I'm hoping we don't run into something like Blighttown. Right there, that chest, I was just showing you, that's the key for if you go through Blighttown the other way, that's the key you should take to skedaddle to make it out. It's more just like in case you wanted it. I didn't need it at all or anything like that. Here I'm gonna go pick up the crimson robes belonging to a mage who came down here who wanted to try to cure the people of Blighttown of the blight, hence the sorcery remedy being found right next to their body. Unfortunately, as you can see, didn't work out so well. Do I? No, I don't. I thought I fell to my death there. Bad memory on my part. But here I'm deciding, you know what, I'll go on the wheel, head down here, pick up some stuff. Fortunately, I screw it up, fall, get poisoned, and die. Of course, I die from the fall and then get poisoned, but nevertheless. So, going for third or fourth, maybe even fifth suicide run. I didn't count, because I don't. I believe I'm finally going to make my way through the Valley of the Drakes and on into the forest. So, should be fun. Well, it was fun. I shouldn't say that it should be fun, because it already happened. And right there, just wanted to mention, that's a quick way to get down the stairs. You don't have to actually run down the stairs. You can actually hop over it, take little to no damage. It's just faster that way. Oh, no, I decided I need to go back down and get the Firekeeper soul. Forgot about that part. So, hang on a sec, just need to pause. Alright, sorry about that, I'm back. I just wanted to go and grab a drink. I've got a Diet Pepsi here. Sponsor. No, not really. Not being sponsored. Wish I was, but no. Not actually, even then I don't really like the idea of being sponsored or being paid for this, I guess. Like, I'm viewing this as more of a hobby than anything. And even then, I'm not sure how long I'm gonna keep doing this. Might just be for a few days or whatever. I noticed, like, right after I got my drink, I stopped and listened to the post-commentary that I already did. And one thing I noticed was I kept having this, like, puff, like, boom, or I don't know how to articulate it properly, but the mic was picking up on, like, a like, almost like a pop, like something you'd use a pop filter to stop. And I'm sorry, it sort of sounded like I was hitting my microphone, and I can assure you I was not. So I moved my microphone up away from my mouth a little, so now it's about level with my nose, so hopefully you can still hear me. If not, I'll try to figure out how to boost the sound on this part. You know, so once more, my apologies. This is the first thing that I think that I'm ever doing a full commentary on. I mean, I know I've got a couple videos up on, like, Minecraft, but please, just don't watch those, please. Like, really, just don't. You'll save yourself and me a lot of torture. And they were recorded with free video softwares, and I was looking for something to use, because Fraps is like $60 or something like that. Like, it is expensive. The only reason I can record this is because I've got Shadowplay. You know, I've got a GTX card that can, well, it doesn't support Shadowplay. I sort of had to jury-rig it. I play on a laptop. I'm a college student, so I can't really have a desktop up here. Well, actually, my laptop is better than my desktop in every way possible. Like, that desktop, it was bad. Just, my dad bought it for me, like, a few years ago. Which, right there, that should tell you, hey, you need a new desktop. You need something else. It's not gonna work well for you. It was, it had a lot of issues. It would crash quite often. The most advanced game it could run was PlanetSide on the absolute lowest graphics at about 20 frames per second. Yes, I said 20. That was, not so good. Like, really, that computer, well, it's now my sister's computer because her, I believe it is her graphics card. Yeah, her graphics card failed. And so we had an option of, well, we can buy a new graphics card, which not gonna do. Both our systems were running Windows XP. Hers was even older than mine. It had been running, God, I can't even remember what Windows was before XP. It's that long ago, man. Her computer was ancient. My sister, my poor sister, she always gets hand-me-downs where computers are concerned. Like, before she had this Windows XP one, my old one, my desktop, she had the one that, where the graphics card failed, that I believe the most advanced game that could run was Counter-Strike Source, and even then it would crash way too often to really be useful. And she had like a Microsoft laser mouse, like, it was just... And before that we had a frickin' trackball mouse hooked up to it, and that... Bad memories, man. Bad memories. But that was a while ago. And what was it? I believe it was like a Windows 97 computer that she had before her Windows XP. Like, she's had horrible luck when it comes to computers. Like, just, it's not even luck, it's just that she never shows, like, hey, I want a game on this. I'm always on the computer. She, like... But part of that, I think, is because she can't. You can't game on that computer anymore. With my old desktop, the hard drive is partitioned, which... it's partitioned because on one partition it has Windows XP, on the other partition it has Windows Vista. Now, our dad always told us, only use Windows XP, don't use Vista. So we never touched that. And then years later, we found out, hey, our dad when he partitioned the drive, put the vast majority of the hard drive space on Windows Vista. Which, is frustrating. We only had 25 gigs of space on Windows XP. I don't know if you know this, but that is not enough. That is not enough at all. And right now I don't know what's going on. It looks like my frame rate's just gone to crap. Well, now it's smooth again, but hopefully that doesn't show up in the video. I have a feeling it will. My apologies if it does. I can't really do anything about that. Not without re-recording it, and it's a bit too late for that. As I said, I'm like 10 or 20 parts in, so whoops. Excuse me. But where was I? Oh, I was talking about my crappy desktop. It would... See, I used to play Counter-Strike Source. I used to, not to brag or anything, but I used to be good at it, or at least decent at it. And it would, every now and then, the game would freeze, the screen would turn black, and then it would pop up with a message saying no signal, and then it would go back to the game. And it would run crappily for a few seconds, and then everything would be fine and I could continue playing like normal. And at first this was a minor annoyance, but over time it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I constantly complained to my dad about it. He was like, I don't know. I'm like, what? What do you mean you don't know? Which, you know, now that I'm older, and I'll be honest, I work on my laptop, I update it, I treat it with the most respect I can. Back then, I never, ever updated the graphics drivers, because my dad always told me not to, which I don't... I know there's some of you out there who are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You never update your graphics drivers? Of course you're having issues. Yeah, I see that now. But back then, I was told not to, so I didn't. I can't go against my dad's orders, and you know, back then he was the all-knowing being. Here I'm getting killed by the Black Knight again. That's always a wonderful occurrence. Checking out into the cave there. Use of humanity, probably should have just gone and used the bonfire. Run past him, get a quick backstab, blah blah blah. But oh, and then we would also get regular blue screens. Yes, the Windows blue screen of death with it. So oh, and then this like a week or two ago, I had spring break, right? I go and I sit down at my sister's computer, my old desktop, and I decide, okay, I'm gonna start updating this. I'm gonna try and get it so that's working well for her. I pull up Firefox, that's her primary browser that she uses, and all of a sudden, I'm getting ads popping up from the bottom of the screen, the sides of the screen, the top of the screen, just, and I'm like, what is going on? And I call Anna and I'm like, how long has this been happening? And she's like, oh, it's always done that. I'm like, no it hasn't. Not when I gave you the, not when I left for college. It didn't do this. So I went, what one was it? I believe it is Malwarebytes, and I used Malwarebytes and just scanned. She had like 50 viruses and malware, and it was just bad. Like, my God. Me and my brother abuse that computer. We download stuff all the time, like, but we never had stuff like that. Now I'm talking like Trojan viruses. I'm not, and it just, I don't know what's wrong with her. Like, it just, and then it got me so worried that I started scanning my PC. I was like, oh my gosh, she's getting viruses. Oh man, I haven't done a full scale scan of my PC in a little while. I should do that. And of course I found nothing on my PC, and after a while I was talking to her and she's like, oh yeah, I download a Pokemon emulator. And I'm like, well, there you go, that's where your virus is coming from. Your Pokemon emulator, your Game Boy emulator, whatever. It's, I know, I'm ranting. It's just, it's just frustrating. I really can't say anything else. It's just, here, I made it. I made my first, made it to my first, or second, yes, no, third bonfire. The one by, our great friend the blacksmith, who you don't want to kill. At least not until the end of the game, then you can feel free to kill him, because you won't really need him at that point. But make sure that you got everything you want from him, otherwise you could end up being in a bit of trouble. Oh yeah, and just let me clarify, I am not good with two-handed weapons. I know I love Siegmeyer and everything, but two-handed weapons are not my thing. You know, the big, heavy, great swords and axes, and I'd much rather have a long sword or a katana, or you know, something faster that I can use that's got some reach to it. You know, something like the bandit's knife. I don't use that. It's just, you have to get too close, and I know it's got devastating critical strikes. Right there, I should have been hit. I don't know why I wasn't hit. It's really confusing. Oh, he's healing. Hit him. Hit him. Wail on him. There we go. Now, I probably should have had another humanity there. I didn't get a drop from him. Would have been nice to get some tower leggings or helm or gauntlets or even the chest piece. Shield probably wouldn't have used. Sword definitely wouldn't have used. I've already got the spy hander. I don't need that. A little bit later, I screw up and I pick up the claymore and I just start buffing the crap out of that, and I'm like, alright, gotta get this going. Gotta get the Siegmeyer roll on. I don't know why I took off my pants there. That's a little weird. You know, like, okay. Just going pantless, don't worry. Trigger that elevator, it takes you back to Firelink Shrine if you didn't know that already. And I believe we are coming fairly close to the end now. I'm just gonna go and farm up a few souls from these guys. You know, nothing major. Get a lovely extra Estus flask. Thank you, whoever kindled the bonfire before Zin's fortress. But, you know, just picking up some souls, seeing if I can grab some quick Titanite shards. And here again, my frame rate just, like, it didn't do that while I was playing. So, I'm really hoping that's just a video, that's just an effect that's happening in my video editor, and that's not going to show up in the actual video. Unfortunately, I think that's quite likely. And there, someone else, they kindled that bonfire. Got 2 extra. It's rather nice. Here's another one you can sneak up on. And sneaking up on them, like, it's just the easiest way to just get a quick backstab in, deal massive damage, kill them in some cases, like on that parrying knight. I don't know what else you'd call them. I mean, I know it's a Balder knight, but that one's got the parrying shield and the rapier, whilst the other ones have the Balder side sword and the Balder shield. Which, once more, I know little to nothing about Dark Souls 2, so it'd be kind of interesting to see, like, do they include some of these old countries or factions or whatever you want to call them? We're gonna get to see Berenice or Catarina, people from Catarina. Are we gonna get to see people from Balder? You know, the Balder Knights. Are they bringing them back, or is that something that they're like, we already did that, we're not gonna? It's cool to speculate. I know you guys are like, just look it up. It takes like 2 minutes. It's not that hard. But I don't want to spoil myself. Here, picking up the repair box. Gonna eventually pick up the box to reinforce your armor and weapons. You know, just those are things that are useful. Figured, might as well. And right now we're coming real close to the end of the video. So these were the part 1 suicide runs in my quest to become Siegmeyer. So, see you next time. Bye.